and treat you right. I wanna love you every day and every night. We be together with a roof right over our head. We share the same room of my single bed. We be together. Let Jah provide the bread. Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? Yes, sir. Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? I want to know, want to know, want to know now. I got to know, got to know, got to know that I'm winning. So I throw my cards on her table. All right, guys, thank you so much.
Acting Premier, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise to honor the platform party, faculty, and graduates as they enter. Please remain standing until after the invocation, national anthem, and territorial song have been rendered.
Your Excellency, the Governor, Mr. John Rankin, Deputy Premier and Minister for Education and Culture, Youth Affairs, Fisheries, and Agriculture, Dr. the Honorable Natalio Wheatley, Minister for Works, Transportation, and Utilities, the Honorable Kai M. Reimer, Minister for Natural Resources, Labor, Immigration, the Honorable Vincent O. Wheatley, Deputy Governor, Mr. David D. Archer, Jr., Leader of the Opposition, the Honorable Marlon A. Penn, Deputy Speaker of the House of Assembly, the Honorable Neville A. Smith, Junior Minister for Tourism, the Honorable Shireen D. Flax Charles, the Honorable Alvaro Maduro Keynes and Mr. Keynes, the Honorable Mark Vanterpool and Mrs. Vanterpool, the Honorable Melvin Mitchell Turnbull, Deputy Chairman of the Board of Governors of the H. Levity Stout Community College, Dr. Sahuda Underwood Smith. Other members of the Board of Governors of the H. Levity Stout Community College. Other members of the platform. President, members of faculty and staff of the H. Levity Stout Community College, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure, in the name of the Board of Governors, officers, and faculty of the H. Levity Stout Community College, to call the 2021 graduation exercises to order. Reverend Selena Walton Charles will deliver this afternoon invocation, immediately after which the national anthem and the territorial song will be rendered.
Let us pray. Abba, Father, hallowed is your name in all the earth. We are gathered here to celebrate new beginnings and the close of a chapter. We are here gathered to celebrate your presence of journeying mercies. So, gracious God, be in these hallowed proceedings, and may your name be glorified through all ends of the earth, as these graduates of 2021 live and enlarge the territory you have provided for them. In Jesus' name we pray with thanksgiving. Amen.
History's pains, our ancestors bled and died, but with strength and with power we overcame to restore Virgin Islands' pride. To preserve the beauty, we devised a plan to obtain ownership of your precious land. Educating your people is the golden key to maintain the success of this territory. Oh, how radiant are your daughters, and how wealthy are your sons. Your beaches boast your beauty, and your success is second to none. Green and brilliant are your hillsides, they replenish our hopes and pride. Oh, beautiful Virgin Islands, your qualities can never be denied. Oh, beautiful Virgin Islands, your qualities can never be denied.
You may now be seated. Please note the following COVID-19 protocols being observed for this afternoon's proceedings. Masks should be worn throughout the ceremony. Please do not change the seats assigned. 3 feet distancing should be maintained between non-family groupings. No crowding in the aisles or at the platform for picture taking will be permitted. At the end of the ceremony, there will be staggered departures to minimize crowding at the exit. Students will exit via their procession first, followed by invited guests row by row. After the event, photographs can be taken outdoors and within a set time frame. There are some areas which have been set up to facilitate this process. We'll now invite President George Hayes to the lectern.
To the 28th graduation exercises of the H. Laverty Stout Community College. I would like you to recognize collectively those members of the college's Board of Governors who are able to join us today. Please stand. Thank you. I would now like to take a brief moment to introduce those sharing the platform with me this afternoon. May I also ask those individuals to rise as I call their names. Deputy Premier and Minister for Education, Culture, Youth Affairs, Fisheries and Agriculture, Dr. the Honorable Natalio Wheatley. Deputy Chairman of the Board of Governors of the H. Laverty Stout Community College, Dr. Sauda Underwood Smith. Vice President of Academics of the H. Laverty Stout Community College, Dr. Arlene Smith Thompson. Vice President of Operations of H. Laverty Stout Community College, Dr. Luverne Vanterpool Baptiste. The Dean of Workforce Training of H. Laverty Stout Community College, Mrs. Marva Wheatley Dawson. Our student respondent for Business and Computer Studies, Mr. Rashawn Stevens. Our guest from the clergy, Reverend Selena Walton Charles. And our marshal, Ms. Emily George, lecturer in Business and Computer Studies. I would also like to acknowledge our registrar and director of enrollment management, seated in the front row, Mrs. Janice Dawson. Sitting beside her, our second marshal, Miss Eva Baskin, laboratory technician from the Math and Science Department. We welcome each and every one of you in this assembly who have joined us today. Oh, sorry. How could I be so neglectful? And of course, our keynote speaker, Ms. Joy Penn. Almost didn't have a keynote today. We welcome each and every one of you in this assembly who have joined us to celebrate with those who have completed their degree and certificate requirements. They will, in a short while, receive our official acknowledgement of their achievements. To the graduates, families, friends, supporters, and the wider Greater Virgin Islands community, I welcome you to the 2021 graduation exercises of the H. Laverty Stout Community College. Join us as we celebrate this graduating class and their accomplishments. We look forward to them taking their rightful place in society and their beginning of helping us build a more beautiful Virgin Islands. I am pleased and honored to greet you this afternoon and to join in the celebration of honoring this talented, resourceful, and irrepressible class. We are all proud of you, and we look forward to witnessing what you will do from this day forth. It is indeed a pleasure, an honor, and more importantly, a gift that we are able to gather here in this place and in this moment. Firstly, of course, as the completion of a major milestone in the lives of our graduates. And secondly, that we are blessed to be able to do so safely. I have to extend my deep and abiding thanks to the faculty, the staff, and of course the students who have exerted themselves to make these proceedings possible. In particular, the college's Vice President of Operations, Dr. Luverne Vanterpool Baptiste, and the rest of the graduation committee. To the platform guests and speakers, and to the many donors, family members, and supporters here today or joining us virtually. Thank you all for supporting the graduates as they begin their tomorrow today. Class of 2021, we are here to celebrate you, your intellect, your talent, your diligence, your resilience, your desire to accomplish your goals, regardless of the series of challenges that present themselves. Your tenure with us, especially this past year, has changed the way the college views higher education, and it has changed what we believe is possible for this institution in the future. Your time with us will prove critical to your own future, your growth into becoming global citizens, into professionals, entrepreneurs, and change makers. We all share that unknown future with you. We will applaud your victories and mourn your losses. We will do all this, you see, because ultimately the college itself will be judged by your successes and your failures. I want to ask you, therefore, to always remember the extraordinary promise of the future expressed in our motto, "Our tomorrow begins today." Remember the lessons you have learned these past few years, both the ones contained in the syllabus and the ones without. Regardless of the subject area that is printed on your diplomas, there is one truth that I want you to carry out of this auditorium today. This institution is better for you having been here. This territory is better for you being here. And so you must rise out of your bed every day forth from today with the certain knowledge that whatever challenge or tribulation may be brought to your feet, that you have the intellect, that you have the power, that you have the hope and the responsibility to rise with purpose and achieve your greatest goals. This is the agency at the heart of our motto, and it is worth every single one of us living by those words. But allow me to temper a little bit what I have just said. Nowhere in our motto does it say that we must do these things alone. Indeed, the motto speaks to our tomorrow, not my or yours. Too often we see the danger of a value system that is too individualistic at its core. Too often we see the devastating impacts of decisions made to benefit the few and not the whole. Too often we hear me and not we. My friends, the late, great United States Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg once said, "Fight for the things that you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you." We cannot forget in all of our personal aspirations that there is a community around us that makes those successes possible. As the old West African proverb reminds us, rain does not fall on one roof alone. In all things, remember to ask not just the benefit to you, but the impact on others. Measure your success not in the dollars you are paid, but in the lives you can change. Be always driven by equity and justice over gain and advantage, and you will continue to blaze brilliant trails into the future. Thank you for asking us to be a part of that journey. And I pray that God continues to bless all of your worthy endeavors. And so, on behalf of the Board of Governors and the entire HLSCC family, we congratulate you, the class of 2021, on the event of your graduation. The Deputy Premier, Dr. the Honorable Natalio D. Wheatley, will now bring greetings to the graduating class first on behalf, or both on behalf of the Honorable Premier, as well as in his capacity as the Minister for Education, Culture, Youth Affairs, Fisheries, and Agriculture. Dr. the Honorable Wheatley will be followed by the Deputy Chair of the HLSCC Board of Governors, Dr. Sauda Underwood-Smith. Deputy Premier.
Good day and God's blessings. Let's give the President another round of applause for that stalling address. Certainly the Premier would have liked to have been here, but he is presently in quarantine. And hopefully he'll be out for the graduation exercise. Protocol which has already been established. However, enthusiastically greet members of the platform, Your Excellency the Governor and members of Cabinet, members of the House of Assembly, Deputy Governor, senior public officers, members of the Board of Governors, administrators, faculty, staff, students, supporters, well-wishers, family members, and especially the class of 2021 of the H. Laverty Stout Community College. It is my pleasure to play a small part in this auspicious occasion. It brings fond memories. Though I didn't graduate from H. Laverty Stout Community College, about 20 years ago I received my bachelor's degree from Clark Atlanta University. And graduations always bring about fond memories for me. Completion of this stage of your journey is a good indicator of your future success. For many of us in the world, simply completing a task is difficult. My PhD should have taken me about 3 years, and it ended up taking me 13 years. The ability to see something through to the end reveals great strength of character. When we consider the exacerbating circumstances which make completing tasks harder, for example, the worst pandemic in 100 years, or some of the worst hurricanes in the history of the Atlantic, then today's feat becomes even more impressive. I want you to understand that your future is in your hands. Despite your last name, despite your economic status, despite your place of origin, despite your religion, your race, your level of popularity, even though these things play a part in our world today, you must fully accept that your destiny is in your hands. Education and your recognition of your God-given talents and the development of those talents and abilities are the biggest factors in you achieving success. And remember, success is a relative concept that everyone must determine for themselves. As a proud former lecturer at this proud institution, I beam with pride every time I see a former student making their mark in this community. I see former students becoming lawyers, doctors, owning their own schools. One of my former students even serves with me in the House of Assembly. I have taught those who are now successful professional musicians, athletes, public officers, builders, engineers, artists, and the like. I am glad I played a role in their journey, but the biggest factor in their success is their own drive, their own will, and their own determination, their belief in themselves, and their willingness to invest in their own development. Indeed, our tomorrow begins today. Indeed, every day we have to take a step further to the nagging, ever-lingering desire that we cannot seem to forget. Indeed, our ambition to be a music engineer, a scientist, a farmer, an entrepreneur begins today. Let us not allow fear to paralyze us in our pursuit of our purpose. Unfortunately, some will discourage you. Some will laugh at you. Some will put you down. Some will say you will fail. Some will hate on you. Some will talk bad about you. Some will say you are not good enough. Some will say, who do you think you are? Some will say you dare too much. You are too bold in your ambitions. I want you to grab hold of every negative sentiment. Crumple them into the insignificant nothingness that they really are, and toss them into the waste baskets of your minds. Adopt a bulletproof posture. Let's push our chest out like Superman and let the darts of the enemy bounce off us like flies. Step boldly into your future. Class of 2021, I congratulate you for your stellar accomplishments. I congratulate all those who have helped you along your path to success, including members of this institution, your family, and your broader support system. Your success is their success. Continue along your journey with confidence .
As we celebrate this moment. Thank you. Thank you for the encouragement that you have offered, and in many cases for the sacrifices you have made so that a particular student could earn the degree or certificate that they will take away today. I would like to acknowledge all of you who have supported the students in particular the faculty. This has been a challenging time for educators, and you have arisen masterfully to that challenge. Will the faculty please stand and be acknowledged? I'd also like to thank the wonderful staff and all of the people who are part of the college family. These young people could not have been here today without your assistance as well. As I look out at the graduands, I see both great accomplishment and great hope. I see a student body that has challenged, enlivened, and emboldened this institution and each one of us to live up to its promise and to your promise. I see this institution as an incubator of intellectual and social progress and a collective comprising extraordinary individuals, accomplished graduates, and maturing thinkers who will continue to ensure that progress is imperative. As you reflect on your time at HLSCC, on all that you have done here, on the learning and the leading in which you have engaged, my hope is that you will carry these experiences and memories with you wherever you go. That shaped by this institution, your own values, your ancestral legacy, and inspired by all those who have gone before you, you will know great happiness and see fulfillment in all of your endeavors, and that you will continue to be a force for good in the Virgin Islands. I will leave you this afternoon with the words of America's youngest inaugural poet, Amanda Gorman. When the day comes, step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as you free it, for there is always light, if only you're brave enough to see it, if only you're brave enough to be it. Congratulations.
We now proceed to the presentation of the Corporate Award by Ernst and Young. This award goes to the top student in the accounting program.
Good afternoon. The award for the top student in 2021 for accounting, Tariq Fahi. Congratulations.
Good afternoon. I acknowledge the protocol already established. Just before I do the introduction of our keynote speaker, we have some greetings from a few of our alumni, so I will ask for those to be projected, please.
Good day, graduates. My name is Sinclair Fleming, owner and CEO of P3 Paper Plastic Products. And my goal is to go global. We have a few advice for you today, and the most important advice is to always do things for yourself. Don't try to impress your mom or your friends or whatever the case may be. If you have a good idea, try to achieve it in the best way you can. Try to treat people the best you can and realize any ideas that you have is not where the money is. The execution of those ideas are where the sweet spot is. If you need to tell your friends, hey, I want to go global, I want to open something in St. Martin or St. Croix or wherever it is, what you should do is let them understand what your goals are, but don't tell them your secret sauce as to how you plan to achieve those goals. Once you treat people well, everything should be good. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Hi guys, my name is Gabrielle Joseph. I am a clinical dietitian and I manage the nutrition services unit at BVI HSA, but I'm also a gospel recording artist that goes by the name of Gabrielle Denis. 13 years ago, I sat where you now sit. I graduated from HLSCC as well. And I chose to focus on sciences, even though I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with it. I took a year off just to make sure I knew where I wanted to go, and I fell in love with nutrition. But all the while, I always had a love, I had a passion for singing and for writing songs. And I decided on my journey of life that I would not forsake my passions just for a degree or for what people thought I should be in. I realized that it was very important for me to be true to myself. And today, as you are sitting here about to get your degrees, I just want to encourage you to never forsake who you really are. Don't take on the pressures of parents or friends or anybody. You must know what you really want to do, and what you want to do is good enough, whether anybody else thinks so, yes or no. So don't forsake your passions, stick with your goals, put the same hard work and effort that you put into this degree into everything else that you have to do in life, and you will succeed. I wish you all the best. Congratulations again, class of 2021.
Hey guys, this is Jovan Klein, and on behalf of myself and the Rise Foundation, we want to congratulate the class of 2021 for doing something amazing. You guys have graduated through a year of challenges. I'm talking pandemics, I'm talking struggles, I'm talking changes like nobody ever imagined, and here you are. And I think it speaks to the amazing people that you guys are and this amazing institution. This is the place where I decided to invest in my community, to invest in my fellow person, and I'm looking forward to what you guys are gonna bring into the world. Listen, you're gonna have a lot of challenges to continue with, you're gonna be successful in some areas, and you're gonna make mistakes sometimes. But one thing I want you guys to keep doing is living. Keep living. Live genuinely, live on purpose, and live with purpose. As long as you do that, as long as you continue to be yourself, you will bring something amazing into this world because you're amazing. I'm looking forward to it, guys.
Good day, graduate.
So those were greetings from 3 of our alumni, and it is now my distinct pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, who was a former faculty member of the H. Lavity Stout Community College. Mrs. Joy Penn is the Chief Executive Officer and ex officio member of the Board of Directors of the National Bank of the Virgin Islands. She's a financial services veteran with more than 15 years of experience in leadership roles in the banking industry. She is keen on relationship banking and places strong emphasis on motivational leadership, operating at the highest ethical standards and corporate social responsibility. Joy is an executive member of the BVI Bank Association and also serves on the Board of Trustees of the multi-employer BVI Pension Plan. She's the compliance officer for the Ivan Dawson Memorial Scholarship Committee, a nonprofit organization named in honor of her late grandfather, which benefits youth education. She is also an active member of several international business alumni associations. She is a former finance lecturer and a researcher at the Financial Services Institute at the H. Lavity Stout Community College, where she specialized in investments and securities markets and corporate finance. Most recently, in 2019, she earned her MBA in banking from Bangor University, UK, where she was awarded Best Student for Professional Ethics and Regulation and attained her Chartered Banker qualification. She also holds a bachelor's degree in finance and an MBA in finance, both from the University of Central Florida in the United States, and a foundation certificate in trust management from the Society of Trust and Estate Practitioners. Joy firmly believes in inspiring the next generation of women and was recently regionally recognized as part of the Lady Leadership Series of the Caribbean Association of Banks. At leisure, Joy enjoys spending quality time with her family and close friends, listening to music, reading and writing poetry, going to the beach, and sailing within the pristine waters of the British Virgin Islands. She resides on the island of Tortola, BVI, with her beloved husband and teenage son. Please join me in welcoming today's keynote speaker, none other than Mrs. Joy Penn.
I acknowledge the protocol as previously established. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, a pleasant good afternoon to all. As I prepared myself mentally to speak to you today, I found myself in the sand, then wading along the shoreline of King Garden Bay Beach. I whispered, Lord, why did HLSCC choose me to give the keynote address this year? This really is not an ideal time amidst everything I'm dealing with right now. I'd had a very stressful week filled with unforeseens and unknowns and lots of emergencies, both personally and professionally. I heard the answer as clearly as the waves crashed ashore. They didn't choose you, I chose you. That said, it is indeed my honor to stand before you today to greet the Business and Computer Studies graduates of HLSCC's class of 2021. The H. Lavity Stout Community College holds a very special place in my heart and has contributed significantly to my personal and career development while also blessing me with a few of my dearest friends and colleagues to date. The timing is quite interesting, actually, as exactly 20 years ago, in the year 2001, I returned home from my university studies in the US mainland, young, energetic, and eager to serve my beloved territory, a place that I still love and I'm proud to call my home. At that time, I specifically remember holding discussions with both Drs. Robert Mathavius and Charles Wheatley, then HLSCC's president, two gentlemen whom I held in very high regard for their mentorship and for whom I still have great admiration. At the end of some interesting negotiations on this very campus, I chose HLSCC. I had already felt like I was part of the HLSCC family, having worked there as a summer intern during most of my university tenure. So for me, it felt like a homecoming. I have very fond memories of HLSCC. Beyond the classroom and other official duties, I remember burping a sweet newborn baby on my shoulder, the son of my then business department head. Fast forward 2 decades, and he sits as one of this year's graduates in tomorrow's cohort, namely Mr. Jordan Dawson, the immediate past president of HLSCC's Student Government Association and the proud holder of the highest GPA for full-time students. His father is also one of my NBVI colleagues, so life really has a way of revolving full circle. When one reads the theme for this year's exercises, that is, from recovery to discovery, it is most likely that you would consider the territory's road to recovery post-Hurricane Irma and its current battle to navigate amidst the global pandemic to discover new avenues to survival and prosperity. However, I have opted to take a different approach to this year's theme as I address the matter of recovery and discovery of oneself. We have all been through so much over the past few years, and sometimes one must slow down and reflect on what was indeed lost and what needs to be restored. I turn to the scriptures and noted that Psalm 39, verse 13 recalls that David cried out to God, and I quote, "Oh, spare me, that I may recover strength before I go hence and be no more," end quote. You will recall that I opened my remarks by saying I had to prepare mentally to stand before you today. I reflect on an article which I had read on Healthline, a great online source of health and wellness information. It provided practical tips to help kick off your self-discovery journey. Although we often consider some of these terms to be cliche, if we break down our defensive walls and apply them to our daily lives, we would be surprised as to how helpful they really are. So here is my interpretation of the 9 pointers highlighted in that article, which I hope will help to encourage you and inspire you as it did for me. Point number 1, visualize. People often throw around the term living my best life, but rather than it being another catchy phrase, consider what your best life really looks like to you and not to someone else. Do not limit your best life by trying to live up to what you think you see someone else living on social media. Point 2, explore your passion. What makes your life feel enriched and more meaningful? What brings you joy? For me, I love the fulfillment of my career choice, but from a personal perspective, I also love being in and around sand and sea. It literally tickles my insides and engenders a peace of mind. I also take pleasure in reading and writing poetry, and just recently, I was enrolled in a multi-session poetry workshop hosted by HLSCC's very own Dr. Richard Georges. That experience was so rewarding and reignited my flame for what has been a lifelong passion that I intend to explore further. Point 3, experiment. Don't be afraid to try new things. As recently as a few weeks ago, while about 9 feet deep near Diamond Reef off Great Camano, I decided to try snorkeling. To psych myself up, I told myself that my teenage son is a level 1 scuba diver certified, so surely I must at least be able to snorkel. What a failure. Despite the experts and encouragement from a girlfriend snorkeling nearby, who made it seem so easy, after 2 solid attempts, I reverted to swimming, but I do not regret trying though. And maybe next time, I won't swallow as much of the ocean. Point number 4, consider your talents. If I had to ask you what you're really good at, hands down, what would you say without hesitation? It's easy to say, I'm terrible at math, or I'm not the best singer. But why does it take so long to say what your talents are? It's because you need to spend more time investing in your talents. As I reflect on my first group of students at HLSCC, I specifically remember a young man that I initially thought was only attending to accompany his love interest or because his mother, a very stern educator, forced him. He was easily distracted and very playful, but never disrespectful. However, I soon realized that he was a business visionary and his creative talent was often evidenced by the sketches in the corner of his written assignments. He has since elevated to become a successful entrepreneur and one of the BVI's strongest brand ambassadors, and I am so proud. He also married that very intelligent love interest that helped me to keep him in line in my classes, a very smart move. Several other past students have honed their skill sets and invested in their diverse talents to become some of the best multimedia designers, medical doctors, beauticians, trust practitioners, professional athletes, authors, musicians, and so much more. I consider myself blessed to have had the opportunity to help them explore these talents and build their confidence during their early educational pursuits. This past Saturday, while running errands in town, one of my former students greeted me and said, "Hey, Teach," with a smile. That reminded me that the impact far outweighs the years served. Several teachers have done the same for me, and I too am eternally grateful. Point 5, determine your values. What values or specific qualities do you hold dear to your heart? Compassion, loyalty, courage, integrity. These vary from person to person, and clarifying your core values will determine who you hold dear and near to you as friends versus associates. Point 6, don't be afraid to ask yourself questions, such as, what really motivates me? Am I making the right choices? Do I really need that Johnny cake, or can something else satisfy my hunger? Why do I do the things that I do? What is really holding me back from making progress? When is the last time I read a good book? When is the last time I did any volunteer work? Have I said I love you or given someone a compliment recently? Do I need to recover from any past hurts? Am I spending enough time investing in my personal development, physically, mentally, and spiritually? Ask tough questions, class of 2021. Rediscover yourself. Point 7, never stop learning. For some of you, it has been a long road, perhaps taking 1 or 2 classes per semester on a part-time basis, with semesters off in between. You have persevered and conquered, and now you simply need a study break, like my dear sister-in-law, Akila, who graduates in tomorrow's cohort. Others have attended HLSCC on a full-time basis and are excited about starting their first university classes this summer or fall. Whatever you choose to do after you leave here today, never stop learning. One great thing about tertiary education is the student diversity with respect to life cycles. I have taught a parent and child simultaneously, and I have also witnessed my mother's level of determination while working full-time and often writing papers at 3 a.m. towards the attainment of her master's degree in her late 50s. Everything will fall into place according to God's timing. Maintain an open mindset as it relates to expanding your knowledge base, whether academically or otherwise. Personally, I think I may soon be ready to learn how to make guava tart. Yes, specifically guava. Yes. Point 8, journal. If you're anything like me, in addition to your e-calendars, you probably have many to-do lists stored in your cell phone or otherwise to help you keep track of personal and business obligations. I am not implying that you should maintain a daily diary, as that may not be practical for you. However, make a real effort to record your thoughts, your goals, or even your outright emotions, as this can serve as a much-needed outlet and source of inspiration. Even if writing is not your thing, sketch it or chant it out in the music studio, but express yourself and record it via whatever technique is best for you. Point 9, reach out and reach up. At some point in our lives, maybe right now for some of us, we have all felt overwhelmed and have needed help. I thank God for the circle of family and close friends that He has blessed me with. Consider trustworthy options for support, whether in your personal circle or via trained professionals. Also, bear in mind that the person you may be judging for not reaching out to check on you oftentimes is also in need of help to cope. Sometimes the roughest and toughest coconuts bear the softest jellies. More and more, I see persons creating safe spaces for professional therapy and personal coaching, a few of whom are my fellow Bay people, which makes me especially proud. If you need help to recover, please determine the outlet that best suits you and reach out somewhere, somehow. Over the years, I have had several one-on-one staff encounters that resulted in tears flowing in my office. So as much as I have the ability to be stern and make tough decisions, I believe it is important to lead with love, as my human assets are still my greatest. I am also grateful to have discovered the importance of reaching up through prayer and exercising faith from an early age. My grandparents first taught me that the Father's door is always open, and unlike social media in this era, there are no fears of screenshots. Pray to God specifically for the gift of discernment of spirits, so that you know who to turn to for the earthly help you need. It is regrettable, but some persons that should be praying for you are actually preying on you. Having spoken to several of today's graduates in various circles, I realize that you have had a fair combination of positive and negative experiences in your collegiate and general life experiences to date, and that is absolutely okay. What makes the difference in our outcome is how we allow our experiences to impact us and affect our state of mind and our ability to make progress despite what we can or cannot change. If you have not done so yet, you will soon discover that you will never be everything to everyone. Rather, focus on taking the time to do what is needed to recover from past hurts, including those you have inflicted. Discover who you are and work towards self-improvement and fulfillment of your life's true purpose. Only then can we all make meaningful contributions and have a positive impact on the world around us and the greater world in which we live. Earlier this year, Youth Poet Laureate Amanda Gorman's poem entitled The Hill We Climb culminated with these memorable words: "For there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it. In a world filled with so much darkness, we must be determined to discover our full potential and consequentially our ability to bring forth light. So whether your flame is that of a matchstick, a flambeau, or a blowtorch, I look forward to seeing and feeling your light in the days ahead. Now, more than ever, we need the gift of your light to recover collectively. Class of 2021, I celebrate with you and congratulate you wholeheartedly on your accomplishments. In closing, above all, I pray that God grants you joy and peace of mind. May He bless you and guide your light here or wherever your life's path may lead you to prosperity through fulfillment of purpose. And may God forever bless the HLSCC family and these beautiful Virgin Islands. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Spin, for your kind remarks to our graduates today. At this time, we'll have a musical selection by 3Gs.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
So, a couple months ago, we released a song called BVI Love, basically talking about our culture, where we're from. You know, I'm from here, and the guys aren't from here, but they've been here for pretty much a while, and they could basically call this place home, right, guys?
That's true.
So, we want to sing this song to you guys, but not only sing it to you, we want to sing it with you guys. So, I'm going to go over the chorus for the song, right? And I want you guys to sing it back to me, okay? Simple words, okay? It's them baby I love. I really love them BVI. It's them baby I love. The baby I love. Now you know. 1, 2, 3. It's the baby I love. I really love them BVI. It's the baby I love. The baby I love. One more time. It's the. Okay.
Little louder, guys. Come to be shy.
It's the. Okay, what do you think? You think the guy? I think they get it. All right, let's start. So, what we're going to play this song, when I give you the cue, I want you guys to sing along, all right?
It's the baby I love. I really love them, baby. It's the baby I love. The baby I love. It's the baby I love. Woke up this morning, oh, what a beautiful day. The sun is shining, waves are rising, people selling sugar cane. My girls falling, doves are jumping, people smiling face to face. 'Cause you don't know, it's the baby I love. There is no place I'd rather be. Bathing in the sun and dipping in the sea. Sorry, little Bobby, it don't matter much to me, 'cause you don't know. It's the baby it's the baby I love. I really love the baby It's the baby I love. The baby I love. It's the baby it's the baby I love. I really love the baby It's the baby I love. The baby I love. It's the baby I love. Virgin Islands brought so how we're feeling like say. White cedars blooming, people grooving to the Fungi start to play. You say water, I say water. You go, whoa, we cheese and bread, 'cause you don't know. It's the baby I love. There's no better place I would stay. In the morning, mama make that Johnny cake. Sunny day outside, but in my rain, 'cause you don't know. It's the baby it's the baby I love. I really love the baby It's the baby I love. The baby I love. It's the baby it's the baby I love. I really love the baby It's the baby I love. The baby I love. It's the baby I love. Now, we've been singing this chorus for a couple times now. I think it's a very simple chorus.
You know it by now, because I've done it 700 times.
Yeah, so I think y'all should know it now, right? So this is the time for you guys to sing along with us, all right? Don't be shy. Hey. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's the baby I love. I really love the baby It's the baby I love. The baby I love. It's the baby come on. It's the baby I love. I really love the baby It's the baby I love. The baby I love. It's the baby I love. I really love the baby It's the baby I love. The baby I love. It's the baby I love.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
We now proceed to the student address, presentation of candidates, awarding of certificates, and conferring of degrees. Vice President Dr. Arlene Smith Thompson will initiate this aspect of the proceedings.
Thank you, Marshal George. A pleasant good afternoon to all. I hereby acknowledge the protocol established this afternoon. It is an honor for me to introduce the class of 2021 of the H. Lavity Stout Community College. This class is comprised of 146 graduates. 129 are from programs in arts, sciences, and general studies, and 17 from programs in workforce training. There are 90 females, 62%, and 56 males, 38%. In this class, there are 24 graduating students from Virgin Gorda. The class of 2021 consists of 17 honor students, 6 males and 11 females. There are 12 cum laude students, 7 male and 7 females, and 5 males. 3 magna cum laude students, 3 females, 1 being from Virgin Gorda. There are 2 summa cum laude students, 1 female and 1 male, from our Paraquita Bay campus who attained a perfect 4.0 and will be recognized in the ceremony tomorrow, but nevertheless, give them a round of applause. There are 13 double awards with 1 from Virgin Gorda and 1 triple certificate award. This graduating class also includes 15 Phi Theta Kappa full members and 13 provisional members. The programs with the highest number of graduates are General Science with 27 associate degrees and Business Administration with 35 associate degrees. I think you need to give yourselves a round of applause. I think that's most of you here. At today's ceremony, we will award 11 certificates of achievement and 80 Associate of Science degrees in Business and Computer Studies. The areas of concentration are Business Administration Accounting, 17 candidates. Business Administration, 35. Computer Studies, Business Information Systems, 4. Computer Studies, Computer Information Systems, 2. Computer Studies, Graphic Information Systems, 4. And 7 candidates in finance. I extend a hearty congratulations to all of our graduates today on jobs well done. It is now my pleasure to ask Mrs. Dana Lewis Ambrose, Head of Business and Computer Studies, to introduce the student respondent for Business and Computer Studies.
To whom much is given, much is expected. And that comes from Luke chapter 12, verse 48. I greet you this afternoon on behalf of the faculty from the Business and Computer Studies Department, acknowledging the protocol that has already been established. On this historic day of having 1/2 of the graduation exercises assigned to the Business and Computer Studies Department, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the student respondent, who is a male respondent and hails from the sister island of Virgin Gorda. Rashawn Stevens started his tertiary education journey with the H. Laverty Stout Community College in 2018 and completed almost all of his studies at the Virgin Gorda campus having taken only one class on Parakeeta Bay. Today, Rashawn is receiving an associate degree in business administration for transfer. I had the pleasure of speaking to Rashawn on Monday this week, and I was immediately impressed as I noticed that he articulates his points very clearly, he speaks with confidence, and still he assures and presents himself with humility. And all of these characteristics, for me, foster an exceptional leader in the making. To date, Rashawn served as the secretary to the Student Government Association in this now concluded academic year at the college. Previously, he served as the president of the Interact Club while attending the Brigada Flax Secondary Division. And shortly, he will be installed as the president of the Rotaract Club on Virgin Gorda. Rashawn gathers his motivation and encouragement from his mother and her strong leadership as a business owner. Rashawn is 20 years old and is the last child, having 6 siblings. He loves to take in God's creation outdoors, and he loves to socialize with family and friends. And his favorite Bible verse happens to be Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. For I can do everything through Christ who strengthens me. And this is a verse that suggests that we can endure all things, good or bad, through Christ. Today, I leave you, not only Rashawn, but with the entire class of 2021, with a verse of my own. To whom much is given, much is expected. Luke chapter 12, verse 48. I charge this class of 2021 to recognize the significance of today and to not take this moment lightly. You have been blessed with all of what you have acquired here with us at HLSCC, the skills, the knowledge, and the like. It is now expected that we, the community, also be included in the benefits of your future successes and achievements. And with that, let us now welcome to the podium Mr. Rashawn Stevens, as he takes a moment to speak on behalf of you, the class of 2021.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I acknowledge the protocol already established. It is an honor to be standing here before you, not only as a student, but as a male student from the Virgin Gorda campus. When I was first made aware that I was a nominee for the student respondent of the graduating class, I was shocked. I wasn't shocked because it was such a responsibility to hold. I was shocked because out of more than 100 students that are graduating today and tomorrow, it only took 1 or 2 persons to notice me. In many situations that we face in our lives, sometimes you just need one person to believe in you. That one recognition can take you far. We see that here in me, being selected for today's honor in representing the class of 2021. Each graduate was asked to invite 2 guests this afternoon. For the vast majority of us, at least one person that has come to witness our graduation today, they offer some type of essence, something special that brings you here. That encouragement pushes you forward. That encouragement pushes you to be excellent. If that person is not here right now, you still have it in your head that they believed in you. So, graduates, I'm going to share, and I want to not leave you with one, but two qualities that I want to practice, that I want you to practice every day. The first is empowering others. Just about everybody that you encounter is going through something. What they are going through may not be obvious on the outside, but it may be something deep on the inside. Everyone that you come across is facing some type of obstacle in their life. A single word of encouragement can take that person further than you imagine. Building hope and giving them something to believe in may be all that they needed to succeed. It can empower them to push on regardless. During a time like this, we are baffled with a pandemic about which is unknown and uncertain. We found ourselves trying to adapt, trying to be positive, trying to cope with all that is going on, and to finish each semester. I know I'm not speaking for myself when I say it was not easy. There is so much negativity in the world today. I think it's time that we as youth, as a people, lift up each other, bring words of encouragement and actions that encourage others. We must be intentional in doing so because the words that we speak are filled with power. Our words can build up, or our words can crush someone's dream. Our words of encouragement can empower others. That brings me to my second quality to leave with you, and I want you to put this into practice, please. The second word is leadership. I want my words, to build your hope and to encourage your confidence. If we have hope and confidence, we can achieve what we put our minds to. I know you've heard that before. Being a leader does not mean telling people what to do. Telling people what to do is being a boss. Being a leader simply means building one another. That is what I'm trying to do with all the things that I'm involved in. At the end of this ceremony, I want, when you exit that door, I want you to remember what I say. It does not cost nothing to be a leader. It does not cost nothing to build one another. I know that there will be those of you that say, well, nobody encouraged me, so why should I? My encouragement to you is be the leader that you wish you had, right? Learn how to listen to others. Learn how to give good feedback. And always, always tell people when they could have done better. A candle doesn't lose nothing by lighting another candle. It's not hard to be a leader. The greatest leaders are still learning. You are still learning. I believe in you. You see what I did there? My fellow graduates, for the sake of our future and our children's future, I ask that you build one another. You don't have to start big. Everything takes time. A simple smile can brighten someone's day. And I'm not going to leave you with a quote that I found on Google. I want you to remember what I said, right? Put it into practice. When we support one another, incredible things happen, especially in this small country. For a graduating class that went through being on a 24-hour lockdown for 7 weeks, that followed the strict requirements of instructions using in online learning, that sometimes had to teach our own selves if we didn't understand something. Have no doubt when I say we have done an incredible job. I am tremendously proud of all of us, and it might sound trite under the circumstances, but I just want to say congratulations. Let us sink in for a moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stevens, for speaking so passionately and eloquently on behalf of your fellow graduates in business and computer studies. Let us give him another round of applause. The college currently offers 2 levels of certification. The Certificate of Achievement, comprising a minimum of 15 credits, and the associate degree, comprising a minimum of 60 credits. Would the registrar and dean now kindly present the candidates for graduation as noted in the program of the day?
Good afternoon, all. I acknowledge the protocol already established. This section will focus on the presentation of certificates and degrees. Would today's candidate for the college's Certificates of Achievement please rise? President Georges, I have the honor of presenting to you and this assembly today's candidates for the college's Certificates of Achievement. The faculty, registrar, and dean certify that each person to be named has completed all requirements for their program of study and recommend each for the award as noted in the program of the day. Would Marshall Baskin please bring the candidates forward to receive their certificates and our collective congratulations.
President Georges, I present Akia Herbert, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa.
President Dr. Georges.
Reviewing the recommendations of the college's faculty and your dean, and by virtue of the authority granted in me by the Board of Governors of HLSCC Community College, I award you the certificate as noted in the program of the day.
Thank you, Dr. Georges. Would today's candidates for the college's associate degrees please rise? President Georges, I have the honor of presenting to you and to this assembly the candidates for the college's associate degrees. The faculty, registrar, and the deans certify that each person to be named has completed all requirements for their program of study and recommend each for the award as noted in the program of the day. Would Marshall Baskin please bring the candidates forward to receive their degrees and our collective congratulations.
Jacoy Anton. Nikiria Keynes. Oracle Anthony. Kimwell Foy. Tariq Foy, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Linik Simeon. Annetta Penn. Bernard Gordon. Kavari Bailey. Sheldon Joseph. Jovan Davis. Soraya Durant. Angelis Ramirez Payano. Latanya Steen. Kia Vanterpool. Deandra Ward. Deanna Barronville. Livana Barry. Akeda Charles. Dover Clark. Brianna Diakwe. Mabeli Danielle Garcia. Khalil Donovan. Nyamiki Donovan. Tia Fonseca. Jessica Francois. Rishon Stevens, Professional Phi Theta Kappa. Alyssa Freeman. Destin Hazel. Donnell Hodge. Linnell Huggins Jr. Ibrahim Maduro, Provisional Phi Theta Kappa. Carilla Simeon. Chamanda Smith. Akil Thomas. Kayla Vanterpool. Nelda Vanterpool, Magnum Cum Laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Amber Penn. Alicia Maduro. Sequoia Fret. Jolene Gerald. Nimi Oldville. George Cosino. Donaldson Lane. Zandy Benjamin Noel. Jahim Maduru.
Walk behind the president.
Malik Kelly.
Walk behind the president.
Ajani Stevens. Sabrina Stewart Kamlode Faitepa Kappa. Jamaica George. Makimba Pierre. Marvel George. Shaquille Bell. Dolicia Williams. Janique Richardson. Natalie Pickering. Tikia Richardson. Romario Hall. Kewana Pope. Sonita Raghunath. Shanique Walters.
President Dr. Georges.
Reviewing the recommendations of the college's faculty and your dean, and by virtue of the authority granted me by the Board of Governors of H. Laverty Stout Community College, I award you the degrees as noted in the program of the day.
Stand, and then they have to take stand, graduate, stand. Graduate, stand. And then you turn your tassel. Okay. You may now be seated.
Class of 2021. The work that was required for you to get to this moment today was significant, primarily on your part, but also on the part of your family, the faculty who taught you, and the community around you who helped you achieve the goals towards which you attended this college. In all things, however, every accomplishment, every rite of passage comes with both privileges and obligations. Let me be the first to congratulate you, not on the completion of your studies at HLSCC, but upon you being inducted as an HLSCC alumni. As our alumni, you have an obligation to support the college. At minimum, an obligation to yourself to maintain the currency and value of your diplomas and certificates. More so, each of you now have the privilege of providing those who come after you with the opportunity to attend an institution with fewer faults than you left it, and more of the attributes that have added to your growth as a person, as a professional, and as a citizen of the world. I now therefore invite you to stand before other alumni, your family, your friends, and the community to receive the traditional induction as HLSCC alumni. Please stand, class of 2021. I also invite all other college alumni who may be present to also stand and join us. I'm already standing. Yes. You are now hereby officially recognized as alumni of the H. Laverty Stout Community College. Your lifelong connection to this fine institution continues through your active participation in the Alumni Association, whether on Tortola, Virgin Gorda, or in any other body or community where you may find a community of HLSCC alumni. I welcome you to this prestigious body of stakeholders that is an integral part of the HLSCC family. Thank you. You may now sit. And I wish you success, happiness, and Godspeed. You must forgive me, this is a year of many firsts. And I have to make sure I don't get into trouble with the many people who have expectations. And there's another HLSCC alumnus who is unable to be here with us today, but has been very kind to present every single member of the class of 2021 a copy of his most recently published book. I speak, of course, of the son of our immediate past president, Mr. Dalen Vanterpool.
Hello, class of 2021. My name is Dalen Vanterpool. Congratulations on this major accomplishment. A few years ago, I was sitting in your position, excited to be done with this phase of school, but a bit nervous about what comes next. Here's some good news. You don't have to figure it out alone. Today, we're giving you the insider's guide on how to build an extraordinary career and a life of freedom. I teamed up with some brilliant partners to give you a free copy of my book, No Boss, Only Clients. The partners for this donation are DV Global Group Inc., the BVI Association of Registered Agents, the BVI Association of Compliance Officers, National Bank of the Virgin Islands, and Alfonso Warner Insurance Agency. You will learn pro strategies for navigating work life and managing your personal finances. It's time to get ready, get hired, get known, get promoted, and most of all, get paid.
And we definitely thank our alumnus, Mr. Vanterpool, for his generous gift. And at this point, I'll ask the ushers to distribute copies of the book to every graduate. So as Mr. Stevens is the student representative, I think we will ask him to represent the students in the acceptance of the gift.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please permit me to interrupt the program for 1 quick minute. I'd like to make a quick presentation to our president, Dr. Georges. President Georges, class of 2000, on behalf of the HLSCC Alumni Association, I would like to present to you your very own alumni ID card. It's valid for 3 years, so happy savings.
Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, please rise as Reverend Walton Charles gives the benediction.
Class of 2021, being ambassadors and alumni of this campus, the one who have called you is sending you out to make your mark. May the mercy and peace of God and abundant grace be with you. Receive the benediction all. Now to him who is able to keep you from falling and to make you stand without blemish in the presence of his glory with rejoicing, to the only God, our Savior, through Jesus Christ our Lord, be glory, majesty, and authority before all time, now and forever. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Walton Charles. The graduation exercises are now concluded. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the recessional. As we exit, please continue to observe the following COVID-19 protocols. Please ensure your mask is in place and continue to maintain the recommended distancing of 3 feet. Allow the students to complete their recessional. They will leave first, followed by invited guests by row, as indicated by the security and other ushers. Photo areas have been set up around the campus, including by the main building.
Hello, class of
Yeah, but thank you.